Here's the thing about rice the next day. It's not good if you just eat the rice. It's not going to be good. But for making fried rice, which is what I made.
Day 2 rice.
Day 2 rice is the rice that you use. Like rice that you make right there is not the best rice for fried rice. You want it to be like a little hard. I feel that's what I prefer. So yeah, I just made fried rice with egg and I don't know.
Whenever my mom used to make fried rice, it was that way. She would cook rice the day before for dinner and then save the rest of it for fried rice. It was distinctly that way. But I will tell you the secret to reheating rice, okay? I can guarantee you this works, okay? Because I do this all the time. Take your bowl of rice, put the rice in there, splash some water on it, right? Take a paper towel, wet it, and use that as the top of that. Okay, you know this tech. And when you heat it, it steams it all up, and it's great. Great day 2 rice that way. So.
What do we got? What are we talking about? What's the 50?
Before we get into that, we missed one event, which was body count fighting. However, I don't have the results here, unfortunately.
We tried looking, both of us did, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any answers here. So it sounds like DeKillSage took Dragon Ball Fighters in the DeKillSage versus Supernoon matchup. Let's see if they have any other ones here. Scar took it over to Theo. So Scar beat Theo in their matchup. Let's see. I don't see if they have anything else here. Smug versus Phenom, they played each other. Let's see. Smug beat Phenom.
Oh, dang! All right.
Smug beat Phenom in that little match over there. So there you go. Those are the results that I do have from the body count fighting actual page, Twitter. So there you go. Okay.
Personally, what I do for fries is I put them in the frying pan.
You actually refry the fries, huh?
Sometimes, if I care about it. Okay. Sometimes I'll just eat it if I'm being lazy. But if I care about it, then I'll refry them.
Yeah. Also, if you want to reheat pizza, make sure you do it in the oven.
I do it also on a frying pan.
That works too. Both of them work really, really well. Because the thing is, in the oven, you put it on aluminum foil, and then the crust is crispy again. So that's key factor.
Crispy crust.
I've done it both ways, and the frying pan method is also very good.
50-50.
50-50.
Frying pan or bacon. How do you do it?
I do it by baking it because it's easier and I don't have to watch it.
Disagree. I think you have to watch it still. What are you talking about?
Just let it go, dude. You check every 5 minutes.
What? How long do you leave it in there for?
You can leave it in there for a while.
See, I put it up to a high heat. I'm talking, 425, something like that. And, 5-10 minutes at most.
Yeah, exactly. So just 5 minutes.
So you walk away once and you come back and it's...
Yeah, basically. And check on it. So there you go.
All right,
so here we go. 50-50 segment where we talk about debates and issues within the fighting game community and just kind of, talk about how we feel about certain topics, right? So this week, one of the first things that came up that a lot of people are talking about now is that Sonic Fox kind of came out. Well, I don't know how it started. Did he challenge ZeRo?
He blew in out of nowhere, dude.
He did. He was just like, I'm going to beat ZeRo.
As far as I know, maybe I missed the earlier genesis of it, but it seemed like he basically just blew in and was like, I don't care. I'm going after ZeRo.
Right.
He was just in there.
Of course, but then, ZeRo doesn't like Sonic Fox because apparently he was a big fan at one point in time, but then walked up to him and said hi, but then Sonic Fox blew him up, and then something or other, that became copy pasta, But no. In actuality, so Sonic Fox kind of came in and challenged a little bit, and then ZeRo kind of accepted after a while, and they said, okay, I'll give you 3 months to train on Smash when the new Smash comes out to have a chance to beat me, and Sonic Fox is like, all right, and so now Sonic Fox is going after yet another top player in yet another game.
So FS Link says that Cosmos called Sonic Fox out, who's the Corrin player in Smash 4. And then Sonic Fox was defending himself and called out ZeRo as a challenge. So I missed that part.
Okay.
My bad, I didn't see that on Twitter.
Thanks for the update, FS Link. Okay.
Yeah, anyway, so Sonic Fox entering, as you said, a new game against a top player.
Like ZeRo, right?
Not just a top player, but super dominant when he was playing.
One of the most dominant players of any game of all time.
Ever.
Right, including guys like Sonic Fox in Injustice 1 and such. So the question is, 3 months training time. 3 months, he's going to give Sonic Fox 3 months training time. Obviously, Sonic Fox, amazing player.
Correct.
Very strong. Obviously can learn anything. Blew up Filipino champ in MVCI.
Dunked him.
Eventually defeated Goichi. Do you think in 3 months that he can defeat ZeRo?
Sure, I think he can.
Yeah?
I think he can. Would I bet on it? Probably not. Actually, definitely yes. But do I think it's going to happen, which is more accurate?
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay.
I think there's definitely a chance, though. He's basically taken out some of the most storied people in other games. Goichi is one of the all-time great players across a host of different games. Dragon Ball FighterZ is the biggest fighting game in the world right now and has been for a little while. And Sonic Fox, at least for a while, was the best player at it. Maybe it's Hook Gang God now. I don't know. But at least for a while, and certainly still Sonic Fox is top 2. Like whether the other person is Goichi or Hook Gang God or whatever,
right.
Sonic Fox is definitely top 2 in the biggest fighting game in the world. He blew up everybody in Marvel that he played anyway. He didn't go to some of the majors, so he didn't show up to Battle for the Stones. But he did blow up almost everybody that he played in that game, including Filipino champ. And it was a blow up.
Okay.
I think once you've done those things, you basically show that you can beat anybody. The reason that I am concerned in this case for him is that Smash is a more different game than the other games that he's tried to pick up. It is a separate thing in many ways. Obviously, it shares commonalities with other fighting games, but there's a lot of distinct stuff that really only applies in Smash. And it's hard to get a handle on those things with only 3 months. Even if you're a genius at fighting games, you just haven't seen all of the interactions in a way that like ZeRo would have already seen.
Right.
He's seen every interaction in Smash 4, and Sonic Fox hasn't. And that just really comes with time. It's not about like, are you smart or not? How quickly do you pick up games? It's like, have you seen the things yet? So I think that's going against him. And ZeRo on top of that is, as dominant as anybody's ever been in any game when it came. I mean, he didn't lose in Smash 4 for was a year. It was crazy.
Right, yeah.
So
he had like 53 tournament wins in a row or something
wild.
like that. Yeah.
I will tell you that I think that at least at the start that Smash 4 competition wasn't the deepest. A lot of the top players were people who had started playing games competitively relatively recently, and that doesn't inspire confidence in me in terms of how strong they are. But ZeRo maintained that over a year, and he still was really good after that. And I think he's a super, super good player.
Okay.
Super. So I think that like the mountain is harder for Sonic Fox to climb in this than almost any other new game plus new player combination. I wouldn't expect it to work out for him in 3 months. In 6 months, I'm definitely putting that on Sonic Fox for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a chance in 3 months. I don't think Sonic Fox can do it.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen because ZeRo is a dominant player unlike any kind of dominant player that we've seen before, right? And Smash is a completely different game,
it is.
Right? And ZeRo is probably on that same level because if you also remember, ZeRo also played in the Final Fantasy Dissidia tournament and like was doing super well.
I mean, he's clearly a talented player just in general.
The guy who was training him and I forgot who he was playing, it was like him and Nairo, was like he couldn't believe how fast they were picking things up and stuff like that. ZeRo is probably on the level that Sonic Fox is. And I wouldn't give ZeRo a chance to learn Injustice in 3 months and beat Sonic Fox.
That seems unlikely to me,
too. So I don't think that Sonic Fox has a chance at all.
Okay.
I think he's going to get blown up, right?
Blown up even?
Oh, yeah. Free. Because, look, here's the thing, right? Let's take a look at a game like Smash Melee, right?
Okay.
And we've had the same 5 gods. Yeah. One of them is kind of retired now for how many years now?
That's been a while.
And there's all these amazing players who obviously can do all the tech, who have been playing as long as they have.
I'm not sleeping on the competition level in that game, that's for sure.
Exactly, but they can't catch up.
Yeah.
They can't win. Like, they can't get better than the gods. The gods are still winning, right? There's something about the way the game works and the way you
Melee,
think.
at least, I think that's true.
Yeah, Melee. But I think a lot of it has to do with just Smash Brothers as well. I think there's just a mindset to that game that is very different than what we expect out of fighting games. Fighting games are very exact. They're very precise. you can actually expect the same thing happening. But Smash is not like that. You know what I mean? It's very fluid, exactly. And it's a very different mindset. And ZeRo is exceptional enough with that many people chasing after him. I mean, if you've won 53 in a row, you have that target on your back, right?
Sure.
Sonic Fox hasn't even been able to last that long in Injustice, right? People targeted him and they beat him, right? So I don't really think that there's a chance in 3 months. I think in 6 months he may be able to do something, but to be honest with you, I think this time he might have bitten off more than he can chew. I don't think that this is going to happen.
I mean, like I said, I would bet on Fox just because, like, I don't know, that seems fun. I wouldn't expect him to win.
Right.
But I do think that he has a chance. If this was like him trying to get into Melee, cut it. I would not for sure expect that to work out. But in Smash Ultimate, which is going to be at least a little bit different than Smash 4,
right?
And he has the next 6 months to play Smash 4 before that even comes up, and then 3 months on top of that. I feel like it's like a reasonable chance, and he has a lot of players in his local area that are really strong. To Kill Sage, like his best friend, was a really strong Smash player, for example. But there are other players in the area too. So he's got the people around him to teach him. I feel like the biggest impediment to him being able to do this is how interested he'll be in actually doing it.
Right.
Because that means, I mean, realistically, if you're going to have a chance, that's got to be like the game for him for the next 6 months.
Right.
And I don't see him dropping Dragon Ball and Injustice and whatever happens other than that.
At this, right?
I feel like that is more of the concern for me. So
I feel like the biggest chance that he has in this is that it is a new game. Right, that it is a new game, but again, there's just going to be so many of those fundamentals that he's going to be able to stick with that ZeRo is just going to have from playing these games. And even something like beating Goichi in Dragon Ball, I mean, to be fair to Goichi, everyone was learning the game at the same time, right? So it's a brand new game, right? Like, would Sonic Fox be able to beat Goichi in Melty Blood in 3 months?
Maybe not. Hard to know.
Right, hard to say that. So honestly, the biggest advantage is, the biggest downside to ZeRo, brand new game. Biggest boost to Sonic Fox is he does have a bunch of friends, right? The Echo Fox team, to Kill Sage, Mewtwo King, those guys have been, MK Leo would be able to help him out a lot. And I'm sure they would love to see Sonic Fox take out.
MK Leo said that he doesn't want to see Sonic Fox win because he wants to be the first person to dethrone ZeRo, which I respect.
Okay. I like that. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I think it'll be a hard road for Sonic Fox. And, you know, also another thing too, like, it's interesting because Sonic Fox actually had a tweet too where, you know, it was kind of like a both sides of the argument kind of thing, but he was like, I don't think Smash is a fighting game, but I think like the dedication required to that game is immense and really, really difficult.
And in his view, the fact that it's not a fighting game doesn't discredit it in any way. It's just a different, he just feels it's different.
It's a competitive game that has
I feel like it's a fighting game, but it's regardless, obviously a competitive game.
Exactly. But, you know, he does acknowledge that how much goes into that game, you know, and how much the mindset in there. You know, obviously Sonic Fox is a great player, and if there was anybody who was going to come from the non-Smash fighting game community that could possibly go and defeat ZeRo in Smash Ultimate in 3 to 6 months, you can't pick a better person, okay?
I don't think so.
I'm not even gonna front on that.
Yeah.
Is he gonna beat ZeRo in 3 months? I think my 6 months is where your 3 months is. In 6 months, maybe he would have a chance.
Yeah.
But in 3 months, I think he's done.
Okay.
Especially because, like you said, he can't dedicate all of his time to the game.
Like, I hope he does. But, you know, the FGC is deep enough now, competitive enough now, that even for him, he can't play multiple games and expect to win them all still. I mean, he hasn't been doing. When Dragon Ball, when Marvel Infinite, he was playing that game a lot. He didn't do well at E-League.
Right.
In Dragon Ball, since that game's been out, at Combo Breaker, he didn't win Injustice. He didn't win Skullgirls. He didn't win MK9. Those in the past have been basically. Injustice is not a walk, but the other games were walks. Now they're not, because you have to actually dedicate yourself now in a way that's kind of new for him, at least. So which of those games does he not want to make top 8 in? Is it the one that pays $20,000 if you win? You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Like, you should stick with it. I think it would be really cool if he actually did get good at Smash Ultimate. I think that'd be sick. I don't expect that he's actually going to spend the time to do it.
The only thing that would make me sad, is if he does play the game and doesn't use Fox. Like, I mean, he'd be Echo Fox, Sonic Fox, Fox. I know, I don't think he is either, but that makes me sad.
I hear you.
Echo Fox, Sonic Fox, Fox. I mean, like, that's like UI, right? I mean, you gotta have that happen. So.
I'd bet on him. I'd put money on him. I wouldn't put a lot, and I would ask for odds.
Okay, fair enough.
I'd do
fair
it.
enough. Oh, he could use Sonic. That's right. If he main Sonic and subbed Fox, that would even be more perfect.
Interesting.
There you
we'll
go.
see. We'll
there
see.
You go. So, okay. Echo Fox, Sonic.
I feel like you should just play Diddy or somebody like that's just like strong, but not like.
Well, I mean, if he learns...
I mean, I'm talking about Smash 4.
Right,
if
he learns Smash 4, yeah.
Obviously, we don't know necessarily what the tiers will be like in Ultimate.
And, that definitely will give him a slight advantage as well if he does practice in 4 right now.
He should definitely, if he intends to have any chance, he should definitely be doing that.
So then that means he wouldn't do it in 3 months. He'd have done it in 8 months.
Well, Smash 4...
Yeah, but still...
Smash Ultimate is the new game, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see how that happens.
Okay. All right. Next topic I kind of want to talk about as well about Smash Brothers. Melee. One of the things that, a lot of people have been talking about with Smash Ultimate is how much it seems like they're trying to appeal to Melee players, right? But I've gone online and I've seen a lot of Melee players say that they still don't like it. They're like, as soon as you put in wave dashing in the game, I'll play it, or things like that. And, do you feel like I feel like there's still a little bit of pushback, and I've seen some top players being like, I'm a Smash fan, I love Melee, and I even dislike the kind of attitude that some Melee players are having towards the game. Do you feel like it is kind of something that Melee players should do? Do you feel like it's like kind of their duty to learn Smash Ultimate, No?
No.
Well,
why bother? I mean, if they have a game that they care about, I don't see any reason to have to pick up the next one. That's been the case throughout the other games. Certainly there are players who stuck with Super Turbo and with Alpha 2 and Alpha 3 and Third Strike and CVS 2 and Marvel 2. I mean, every game has people who just stick with it, and Melee more than any other for sure. Why leave if that's the game that you love, right? I mean...
Well, it's not even necessarily leave Melee, but what about just like, what? Armada, Mango, and Hungrybox need to become strong competitors in Smash Ultimate. They need to become people who can make top 8s in that game and consistently play it in tournaments. You know what I mean?
I feel like if they were to allocate some other amount of time to not playing Melee, that they're going to get got in Melee, and that's what matters to them, is playing Melee and winning Melee. I mean, it's like super obvious from their conversations, even from just at E3, hearing conversations about how who was it? Somebody was asked about how they feel Smash 4 is, and their response was Melee's the best. It's like it was something like that. Those guys are never going to leave, and I don't feel like they need to. The scene it built itself, really, so there's no sort of outside need. They're not making $1 million doing what they're doing, but...
Mango said that.
It was Mango, okay, yeah. Melee is sick, yeah, it was a hilarious story. As long as they're okay with not making millions of dollars,
right,
stick with it.
I mean, but here's the thing, right? As a competitor like them, if they're in that attitude like, oh, this game still sucks, don't you think that kind of like affects the public?
I don't think that they should actively crap on a new game. I'm definitely down with that. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to be a jerk about things.
Because here's the thing, right? We were talking about this a little bit on BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, right? We've had some people saying that they don't like Cross Tag Battle because it's not BlazBlue. It's like, stop expecting it to be BlazBlue. Just because it's called BlazBlue doesn't mean it has to play like that at all, right? And I feel like, one of the things that some of these players might want to learn is how to just play a different game. Like, it might actually come back and make their melee game stronger in a weird way. You know what I mean? If they
Sure,
just
that's
learn-
been our experience, right?
Right, exactly. As people who have done this, and keep in mind, Third Strike is probably one of the Third Strike and MVC2, maybe the most insular communities of the Capcom fighters, or of that
Sure,
of the non-Smash Capcom, and I get bugged by that too, right? Like one of the reasons why I crap on Third Strike all the time isn't even because I actively dislike the game, but it's because people are always. Like I said, I don't like pairing. But a lot of people talk about how it's the greatest game of all time, and they refuse to play everything else.
Yeah.
And in fact, you know, when Happy Ting's like, this is the stupidest thing in Street Fighter 4, and Third Strike is the only game that doesn't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on, like, get your head out of your ivory tower here, you know, like learn
silly.
some other things and gain some knowledge about what's going on in all the other games and everything like that. So, you know, with those players involved in Smash Ultimate, like if we could get Mango and Hungrybox and all these guys playing Smash Ultimate, like I feel like that could bring that scene to an even greater place, and something that Nintendo would actually, you know, like they could start backing it. But if they were in there, like if that was the continued story of the Smash, was like now Hungrybox is killing everybody in Smash Ultimate, everyone would watch that, and Nintendo would be like, hey, now maybe we might actually put in a pot bonus into Evo.
Yeah,
you know, kind of thing
I can
like
see
that.
happening, sure.
I personally feel like so Hungrybox and Mewtwo King's a given.
I mean, obviously.
He plays all of them. Hungrybox interested as well. I just feel like that there should be a lot of these players giving it a shot. You know, I have seen, like I said, some Melee players that are just like, you know, it's not exactly like Melee, so I don't want to play it. And you know, and there's a part of me that gets frustrated by that, like, because like I said, even when MVC2, everyone was mad at that. I was like, don't play MVC3 like you think it's MVC2, otherwise you're gonna hate it. It's a different game.
Oh, sure.
Third Strike, you know, same kind of thing. I'm like, stop just being obsessed with just this one game.
Sure.
Like, there's all these other great games. Even within Street Fighter community, go play Guilty Gear, go play Tekken, go play all these different games. I've always been kind of that mindset. So, you know, even within Smash, I feel like a lot of these guys should play it. Do I feel like it's their responsibility? Do I feel like that they're obligated to do it? Obligated is a hard word.
Yeah.
I would not use that word. And in fact, if someone like Mango was like, you know what, you know, like, fuck Smash Ultimate, I don't want to play that garbage, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's probably what's happening.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I'm not going to be like mad at Mango about it or anything like that. But
I think they should just play what they want to play. If they like Smash Ultimate, cool. I for sure, you're right that if they were to all play Smash Ultimate, that would be better for the Smash Ultimate scene. Obviously. But there's no requirement that they do so, and if they want to keep Melee going, you know, that's cool. I like playing the games that I care about, you know, and if I do like other games too. I like playing multiple different games, but I wasn't always like that. And during that time, I would just keep playing ST and Third Strike. I did that for like almost 10 years. I didn't feel like I was missing out on much. In retrospect, maybe I was, but that wasn't how I felt about it. And if they feel the same way, if they want to keep with Melee, more power to them.
Yeah, one thing that is kind of encouraging though is that obviously when Brawl came out, that was the height of the Melee, we hate this new game version.
Yeah, I mean, it went from Melee, which is super sick, to having trips. Like,
tripping and being half the speed.
Yeah.
Right?
You know.
And then Smash 4 came out, and what Smash 4 I feel like did was prove that both games can coexist.
Yeah, definitely.
Really well. I don't think anyone playing Smash 4 will probably stick with Smash.
That game is going to be done.
Yeah, so, but in that case, like, I'm hoping that a lot of the Melee players realize that, like, accepting and playing Smash Ultimate is not a threat to Melee's existence.
Yeah.
More just like, I can play this game, I can support it, I don't have to talk down about the game.
I'm with you on that. They shouldn't talk down about it.
Right,
But
exactly.
you know, if they want to just keep playing their own stuff, then that's cool.
I did keep playing Street Fighter 2, but actually, when Street Fighter 3 came out, that's all I played.
Yeah.
That was all I played. And then when Second Impact came out, that's all I played. I only did not play Third Strike because I graduated from college.
Right.
And I just wasn't around the arcades at around that time to get good at the game.
Right.
And by then, I had already started hating parries by the time Second Impact was around.
That was a common perspective.
Yeah.
At the time, for a long time. Really.
I always went to the new games.
Yeah.
Everyone, and playing ST was barely a thing if it wasn't for ST Revival.
Right, no, for
If
sure.
it wasn't for that ST Revival group, we wouldn't even barely be talking about ST right now.
Throughout the Zeros, very few people actively played Super Turbo. It was hard to get your hands on. There was not a good port that you could easily play.
Yeah, exactly.
So that game was really basically gone for a decade.
Yeah.
Just a few examples otherwise. So.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. Anything else on that one?
No, we can move on to another.
I got one for you.
Okay. We had a couple of improvised ones we were going to do, but go for it.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
So the Injustice scene has been on a downturn.
Okay.
It has the fewest entrants at EVO. It has few entrants at CEO. It didn't have that many at Combo Breaker. Game is a year old, right? It's not that old. A lot of people on the scene are clamoring for a Mortal Kombat 11 announcement, not just because they want to play the game, but because they feel like the scene needs it.
Interesting. Okay.
Just in order to keep going. What do you feel about that? Do you feel like there needs to be a Mortal Kombat 11 announcement?
Well, for me, what are people kind of picking as the problems with Injustice?
Oh, that maybe it's boring, or that it's not the characters they care about, or it's not the game engine that they care about. It's not the IP, it's not the same IP. The NRS scene has just general fighting game players, but it also has a lot of, as Eris says, dragon tattoos. People who are just in it for the MK.
Right.
They're just Mortal Kombat players. And some of them also play Injustice, but it's definitely about Mortal Kombat. So that's part of it. But yeah, some players think that it's a little boring. Some players think that it's not that interesting.
Okay.
Or they don't like the clash mechanic. There's different complaints about it.
Okay. My answer really kind of depends on whether or not, what the problems with Injustice are. Does it feel like maybe also that it's just not as interesting because someone like Sonic Fox keeps winning a lot of times?
It's not even it, man. I mean, Tweety just won Combo Breaker, for example.
That's right.
So if anything, there are more up-and-coming strong players now than maybe ever in NRS history. I mean, Injustice 2 might be the most volatile since MK9.
Probably maybe they should announce an MK11 soon, because to be honest with you, MK is still the heart of the NRS scene, right?
Is.
MK, it's the reason why I'm so high on Street Fighter and what it can do for the fighting game community. It's the IP, it's the brand, it's the decades of loyalty kind of thing, right? Even if you're brand new to the scene, knowing that there is that history, to be able to go back and be like, Jeff Schaefer was the greatest Dhalsim player in Hyper Fighting, you're kind of like, ooh, if you're a Dhalsim fan. Or if you're like, Tomo was the greatest Guile in Street Fighter 2, you're a Guile fan, you're like, ooh, even if you're a brand new Guile fan. There's this kind of history. And that's so important, in my opinion, to the spread and preservation and also the proliferation of any sort of product, right? Which is why I've always been saying Street Fighter, I feel like, has to be the game that takes us into the next level of esports or whatever like that, right? And Mortal Kombat has always been in that position as well, except it's just too violent, right? But for the NRS scene, I feel like a lot of the players probably that is where their heart truly lies.
Yeah.
Just to be able to get Scorpion and hear, get over here again, and stuff like that. So, I could, if we want to break the NRS cycle, it's probably best to break it on Mortal Kombat than it is to break it on Injustice.
Yeah.
So, announcing a new Mortal Kombat maybe at EVO and then resting a little bit on that might actually work out a little bit better.
I think I agree with you, to be honest. If there was going to be any point to disrupt the schedule, probably during an MK game would be better. But this has been the NRS cycle for a long, and I don't just mean the product cycle. I mean that the first year of the game is active, and then the second year is not as active. It's been like that for the last 3 games.
Right.
So I'm not concerned for the NRS community, because this to me is just how it goes. There are people who play the game when it comes out, maybe the first year, and then it drops off a little bit. But by the way, if you want to try playing online, 1 million people are still on there. I don't know the exact numbers, but you go on there and there's no problem finding anybody to play
Quote
against.
David now, 1 million players are still playing right now.
Yeah, probably never has been like that, but enough people that you never feel like you're trying to, you're spending a lot of time trying to find the next casual or ranked match. It's very easy to do.
Right.
So I don't feel like it's necessary from the scene perspective, because I think that this is just how it goes. But that said, if there is going to be a change in the production cycle, I want them to say it. I want them to just say like, hey, we're not going to have an MK game announced for the next while. Get used to Injustice. Hopefully there's some new announcement for Injustice as well, if that's going to be the case. But I just want certainty. It's like what I've always wanted out of NRS. They became super, super good in Injustice 2 about not overpatching. So they did that, but they never at any point said, we're not going to be like we were previously about patching. So everybody came into Injustice 2 still expecting it's going to be the same wild patches. Everything's going to be the same. So I just want certainty about it. Are you going to announce it or not? Let us know. And if you are not, then say how long Injustice is going to last, so people can just play it if they care about it and drop it if they don't.
I mean, I thought it was super cool that Sakurai was like, look, we worked hard putting everyone back in there, so just don't expect any new characters, okay? Because I'm sure if he didn't say that, everybody would be like, boy, I can't wait to see who they add besides Ridley, you know, and stuff like that. So kind of having that, you know, that candidness, right? The open, the direct communication.
That's what I want. That's really what I want. And I think in general, NRS is really good about that, especially compared to some of the other FG developers. But I want more certainty on this. So for me, I am personally happy about it because I really enjoy Injustice 2. It's my favorite game right now and has been since it came out. But I know that for many people that's not the case. It's just that I like getting into games deeply. You know, like I appreciate playing games for 15 years, 20 years because I feel like I still learn stuff.
Right,
Even still. So having one game with Injustice 2, we all have ideas about how characters work and what the matchups and tier lists are.
There's a lot of characters in that game.
There are. And they're unique enough that, you know, it's taken a while for some of those characters to really get burned like they may have been able to do the whole time. So how could it change if we actually played the game for 5 years? I think it could change a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be fascinating to see. It's just I want to know what the schedule is either way. So anyway.
Fair enough.
I think you're probably right that if there's going to be a delay in the production cycle during an MK game is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, because I mean, even when we were at Game Over, people were playing MK9. Right? They were still playing MK. Yeah. I'm sorry, not MK.
Oh, there were people. Actually,
yeah, it was 9. It was 9.
But there's also MKX being played, of course.
Right. Yeah. Both of them were being played. So, and it was interesting because even there, we talked to some of the players in the Dominican Republic. They're like, yeah, they're just not into Injustice.
Dude,
they just like Mortal Kombat.
It's not just that.
Yeah. So I think that's probably stop, like, kill the cycle on MK more than anything. So I think that's more important. So.
In the meantime, like I said, I think that the scene is actually in a pretty good spot. I do think that there are new up-and-coming players and have been for a while. And I think that the matchups and stuff are still changing in an interesting way. So
yeah, and it seems like the storylines as well are very good too, with Dragon and all these other guys actually being able to beat Sonic Fox. If Sonic Fox was the only guy winning up to this point in time, the scene would probably be gone. But
having Tweety win Combo Breaker was big news. There are several strong up and coming players, people who even in their teens, who are doing really well. Deoxys just did really well at Texas Showdown. It's, you know, things are changing.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, I did have one more thing, but I don't even know if this is necessarily a debate or anything, just more like a what the hell can we do?
Okay.
But, you know, Undefeated, what you said was like 500 viewers peaking kind of thing. Red Bull,
maybe
Conquest,
a little higher than that, but yeah.
Peaking at around 1,500, 1,600 viewers. I mean, that's small, and there were some great matches and good stuff going on in those events, right? I was talking to some people about it, like, you know, it sucks that the numbers are so low. They've tried to promote it, they advertise it and everything like that, and, you know, what do you think the problem is, and how do you think we can fix it? I mean, I can go first if you want me to, but, like, my answer is I just think Twitch sucks, right? Like, it's nobody browses Twitch, right? And when you browse Twitch, you browse the game that you are interested in. So for something like Red Bull Conquest or Undefeated, we play multiple games on the channel, right? So if you're a Street Fighter fan, you're going to go to the Street Fighter page, and you're going to go browse the Street Fighter page, and they just happen to be playing Dragon Ball. They just happen to be playing Tekken at the time. So you don't even know it's there. So you shut it down, and you're like, nothing's happening this weekend, and you don't see it, right? And when we're at Game Over, big tournament, nobody's watching it because it's a brand new channel. No one's subscribed to the channel and everything like that. It's really hard to find things that you actually care about on Twitch. And Twitch kind of presents the rich get richer kind of format.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know when I go through Twitch and I'm like, is there a fighting game event on? I have to be like, okay, let me check Street Fighter. Okay, let me check Tekken. Okay, let me check Dragon Ball. And you forget certain games, and after a while you're just like, I don't feel like browsing this anymore, kind of situation. So I just think that we need a better aggregate location of like where fighting game streams are or something like that. But I don't know what the answer to it necessarily is, but it makes me sad that a lot of these events don't get a lot of play. Like we could be at Kuwait Battle Royale and we're like, hey, check out this cool Middle Eastern, competition here. And it's just, the best we can do is just tweet about it, but what's beyond our tweet reach is everything else, and we can't reach that,
Well, I would say that I think a lot of people browse Twitch regularly. I think that's really common, but it's not as common for niche games. Mm-hmm. And fighting games are niche. Mm-hmm. Even the most popular fighting game is niche. Compared to many of the other games out there. So
people are browsing for Fortnite.
Not just Fortnite, but a lot of other stuff. There are people who make their livings as variety streamers, and part of why that works is that people do browse for other games. But that doesn't happen as much for fighting games.
But the variety streamers also, they succeed because, one, they're popular already and everyone's following them.
I mean, sure, but they had to get there.
Right.
And part of why they got there is that people can browse for other games, because if you look at the top 20 games on Twitch, there's a bunch of different games, and they're all like right up there at sort of the top. So you're not going to maybe scroll down to page 5 where you're going to find a fighting game, but for other games it's more doable.
One of the funniest things though, I will say though, is that sometimes I'll see a random game in like the top 5.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm like, max 1 million, and I click it, max 1 million.
Dang, that's pretty.
A lot of times it's him.
You mean a fighting game specifically?
No, and sometimes even just like a completely like random like platform game or something like that. But I was just like, this seems odd. Probably max 1 million, and it's him. So
no, I mean, look, for us, I would love to have a better way to search through fighting games on Twitch, because for more niche games, or maybe for a community that is not built on one game. Mm-hmm. Most of the other communities are built on a single game. Fighting games are not like that, so it's harder to find good fighting game action because it's not just one thing that you subscribe to. Mm-hmm. I'd like another way to do that. It's just maybe hard to do considering how Twitch is designed.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Some people do browse it, but like I said, the harder part is that if something like Undefeated starts up and only has 500 viewers, it's going to be way at the bottom.
For sure, absolutely.
And you're going to browse, you're going to be like, oh, there's no Marvel going on, because you're just not even going to scroll that far down, right? Because fighting games are a niche esport.
Are they niche, huh? What am I, French? Come on.
I've always pronounced that niche. Is it?
It's fine. Both of them are fine.
But yeah, Twitch is a hard place because it really is designed to be a rich get richer kind of schematic.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for smaller streams to get in there. And so an event like Red Bull Conquest this weekend should have probably been streamed on Level Up instead of Red Bull Esports. But that's all a legal mess all in itself, right?
Yeah, it's difficult to do.
So it's hard. It's like, if it's not on Team Spooky, if it's not on Level Up, it's not on Capcom Fighters, if it's not on Tekken, people just don't know about it. And it's a frustrating thing. The only reason why I bring it up is not just because of this weekend, not just because of Undefeated and a Red Bull Conquest, but because of something like Game Over and like Kuwait Battle Royale. Now, obviously, Kuwait Battle Royale and some of those events are tough because time zone problem.
Yeah, okay.
The majority of the audience is in America, probably, that's watching these fighting games. But, still, Game Over was definitely within the American time zone frame, and Red Bull and Undefeated obviously were as well. And it hurts me. It gets me angry that it's so hard for these channels to get the views. And it's not even just when you hear about it, if it's that weird thing where if you see it's not on the channel that you're familiar with, you're probably like, it's probably not legit. You know what I mean? There's that weird mindset to it too. Oh, it's not on Team Spooky, it's probably still whatever, so I don't know, it's kind of frustrating. So
yeah, hopefully we find a solution to that. It is tough.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So guys like Eris can spread. So someone in the chat says that Eris had gotten him to follow the Tekken channel. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So there's definitely those kind of situations out there, but it's very rare. So it's very rare. Oh, there is a Dragon Ball Fighters channel now, huh? Okay. To niche get nicher. That's actually the complete opposite of the truth, but the niche don't get nicher.
Well, they stay as niche, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Can viewers provide topics for the 50/50 segment? Absolutely, Peter0611. Send us a tweet at UltraChenTV or at jchensor or at UltraDavid or all three of them at the same time. Give us topics that you'd like us to talk about, and we will be more than happy to look for those and add that to our lists.
Alrighty.
All right.
I'm happy to keep Bane bombing people for the foreseeable future myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to take a quick break? Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about BBTAG and then just whatever random fighting game.
BBTAG.
Okay. Be right back, guys.